It is 9/22/2025. Level Up Podcast in the building. Big G kicking with his girl, Sarah C, live backstage. Man, listen, we cannot wait until we get you guys where you're able to be backstage and view some of the comments and stuff that goes on, because it's diabolical back there. I am telling you, this is unbelievable. But we're happy to be back again on the Level Up College Football Podcast, live on the KnoItAllz Podcast channel. Once again, thank you guys for helping all of us get to 1K subs. We are achieving our goals. And part of the big thing we're going to do is we're going to have backstage contact with the Level Up Podcast, where we give perspectives about certain teams. We're going to do our Mount Rushmore. We're going to talk about the best teams that ever played in college football, this, that, and that's going to be part of the channel moving forward. But we thank all you guys for joining us live now. Sarah C, my co-host, girl, what's crack-a-lackin'? What's up with you, man?
Oh, nothing much. Getting finally into the fall season of it's finally feeling like it's fall. It's rainy, it's cloudy, it's a little bit chilly. And that means it's football season, because swear to God, in this 85-degree weather, I wasn't really looking forward to be watching football when I should have been in a pool.
Yeah, it's like your internal temperature is telling you, look, man, but your clock is saying, no, we're in week 3. What in the hell is going on right here? Yeah. But Sarah, you know when the real football starts, like now. You know, it's crisp. You know, the weather done broke. It rained cats and dogs here where I'm at in Ohio. So it's crisp. It's that time. The weather going to change. The leaves are going to be out there. We're going to have pumpkins laying around everywhere. Listen, I'm telling you, this is football season.
Yes,
and we are in college football. What's up, Paul Ward, man? Happy to see you. Thanks for being in the building, man. We appreciate you watching the show this evening. Sarah, now listen, you know how we get out on the Level Up Podcast. We tell, you know what? The thing is, we tell a lot of truths over here, right? And there were some diabolical things that went down on week 3. All right. So, but I gotta know from you, even before we start the podcast, who is fake and who's real, Sarah? Because I think there's some fagazis out there. Like they ain't real, but I think there's some real teams out there. So I want to get your list of the real and the fake right now before we even get to week 4.
Well, I gotta say, real is the Indiana Hoosiers. God, I did not think I was ever gonna say that, but man, that was diabolical what they did to Illinois. They pretty much were like, no. We are the next one ups in the Big Ten after Ohio State, Oregon and Penn State. And then right now it's Indiana. I think they definitely are it. I don't really know if I would go with like pretenders. Clemson. Clemson's done. It's dead. They're goodbyes.
Double facts. It's over with. Yeah, but go ahead, Sarah.
I think LSU is starting to look a little bit better on their offense. So I definitely think that they're actually closer to the real deal than we thought in the beginning, just because Nussmeier was not doing super well. Yeah. I think USC might be the real deal. I kind of like to see what they do this weekend. Mm-hmm. But to go with the fakes, I don't know how much faith I have in Penn State until they actually have a real game. So that's why I'm looking forward to this week. And then I can really, really understand like, oh, okay, they actually are as good as we all hyped them up to be, everything like that.
Yeah.
And then Auburn, I'm kind of like in the middle right now with, because like I think that they played really, really well. They just couldn't finish. And I think their biggest weakness actually is their quarterback, but I think a lot of the pieces around him were really, really good. So they're kind of right in the middle of that little bit of high and lows. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm digging all the teams you chose. I think, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but I think the biggest belt-to-ass thing that happened over the weekend was Indiana beat the living break shoes off Illinois. Illinois was ranked number 9, and they got mollywopped 63 to freaking 10. So, and listen, the coach in Indiana has been able to reload and transfer portal and reload. And Mendoza, his quarterback, listen, Heisman Trophy is written all over him, man. So I don't know. But I know Indiana's for real. I think at this point, I've identified 3 teams that I'm like, they're scary as hell, right? Indiana is one of those teams where I'm like, they for real. Oregon is for real.
Yeah.
Oregon is for real. Whether they want to believe it or not, Sarah, whether they think it or not, the Oregon Quackers are for real. The Ducks are not to be played with, right? And I got another team, and it's an SEC squad, and I think they're the real deal. And that's them damn Georgia Bulldogs.
Ooh.
People think that, that they thought that Gunnar Stockton couldn't throw the ball vertically. Go back and watch the film against Tennessee. He utterly destroyed them, Sarah.
Oh, I know.
He destroyed them. So Georgia is for real. Georgia's for real. Oregon's for real. And my Buckeyes is for real all day and night. Now, the other ones who I know is not for real, Illinois ain't for real. And I was saying it, and I tried to talk myself into it, Sarah, and I thought Oklahoma was for real, but they're not for real. They have an outstanding defense, but they can't throw the ball vertically. And I think when they get into a phone booth battle with a real team coming up, the Red River Shootout, how we're going to get out with Texas Longhorns and Oklahoma Sooners. I think Oklahoma going to be in trouble. But that swings me to the question about the team we know is flat out diabolical. Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers, Sarah. Is it over with for him? I'm not talking about just for this season. I'm talking about, is it over with for Dabo concerning college football and being the head coach at Clemson University? I got to get your thoughts on this.
I don't know. I would think if he was running my program into this wall that they seem to be doing, I would definitely take a look at it. I also am not really loving his press conferences where he's kind of like being so nonchalant about the fact that they are like looking as bad as they do. So I'd be very intrigued to see what their boosters and everything say, because they're definitely going to have a lot to say. And if Miami keeps playing better and Florida State keep playing better and they keep using the transfer portal as well as they have, there's going to be a lot of people asking for him to be gone because he's not doing that. I mean, he did a little bit, but not enough that you brought all these starters back. You were supposed to be the best team to come out of the ACC, and
that's facts.
Look awful, straight up awful.
Yeah. Sarah, he had a Heisman candidate, K. Klubnik, at quarterback. He's got legitimately 2 first-round defensive ends. Yeah. And he's got a first-round quarterback. And they're 1-3, Sarah. They're 1-3. Dabo Swinney, and so for all you guys that don't really follow college football like that, Dabo Swinney hasn't started 1-3 in over 20 years. And Sarah, I had to do a deep dive. I looked at it, right? I looked at a progressional standpoint of the quarterback situation at Clemson. I think it went Taj Boyd, okay, and then he leveled up with Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun got better every year. Trevor Lawrence entered the game for them, and he looked great his freshman year. But if you actually go back and study tape, he got worse every year. And then now we're seeing the fruits of it in the NFL. K. Klubnik never developed as a quarterback.
No.
Right? He's still making mistakes that a freshman makes. So the number one thing that I always tie coaches to, Sarah, is the quarterbacks. And I think this passed him up. And because, Sarah, guess what? He doesn't even got one waiting in the chamber. The guy behind K. Klubnik is not one, and he's not recruited one. So do you really do? I mean, like I said, I know I'm beating a dead horse. But, Sarah, I think it's over with for him. I just really do,
I think they'll wait until the end of the season just because of maybe a slight respect. I mean, they'll probably win a couple games now because their schedule is not looking as hard. But yeah, I don't see him being there. If he gets past this year, I'll be shocked if he comes back.
Well, they got.
But who do they have? Who's out there that they can get? That's the other problem, though.
Nobody.
That's the problem.
The only thing that I think that would save them is if DJ Langway hit the portal. If DJ Langway hit the portal, that would be the only thing that could save him because he's a legit quarterback. He just plays on a horrible team.
Yeah.
But I don't think Dabo could get him there. All that nostalgia of running down the hill and touching the rock and welcome to Death Valley where dreams die. All that's all well and good when you got players to back it up. You out there getting BTA'd.
It's becoming the next Virginia Tech. That's exactly where they're going. They're going in that exact same path.
Sarah, I swear, me and you ain't even talked, and I swear that's what I was going to say. I swear that it's you saw the decline when Frank Beamer left Virginia Tech University. You just saw it just go down and down and down. And I think, and I'm gonna be honest, I think the only way Virginia Tech gets saved is if Shane Beamer goes home. and Shane Beamer leaves South Carolina and goes back to Vitek, yeah, they're gonna save that program. But otherwise, they're done. Vitek's done. Yeah. And I think it's the same way with Dabo. I think you're gonna have to give a high-priced, high-flying coach. Because unlike Vitek, there's this dilemma like how it was at Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher. And they had to pay him all that money to get him out of his contract, Sarah. And now here it is, and he got all this money to be paid to him, but they're 1-3. I mean, you tell me, what is your solution to fix Clemson? Because Sarah, I don't see it. I don't see it, Sarah.
I don't know. Get your AD to put more pressure on him. Get yourself a GM that actually is like moving the money around. Like there's so much that needs to be done, but Dabo needs to get out of his own way. And you can't tell somebody like that who's literally been on the highest peak for so long that, oh, wait, you're not the best anymore. And you have to go in the direction of where the rest of college football is. I get that a lot of people don't like it or they don't agree with some of it. But if you don't continue to move with it, you're going to get passed by real quick. And it's happening a lot quicker than I thought it was going to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the trickle-down effect with the lack of hitting the transfer portal and its lack of recruiting. You know, I mean, they have the facilities and they got the money. But, Sarah, I'm going to throw something spicy out there. You might say, gee, you're crazy as hell. But I think that it can work. I think you got to go get Deion Sanders out of Colorado. You got to get Deion Sanders out of – so this is the shift that I think needs to happen. I think Dabo Swinney needs to go into broadcasting or go to Alabama. Deion Sanders needs to come from Colorado and go to Clemson. Beamer needs to leave South Carolina and go to Vitek. And then you can give anybody the position for Beamer in South Carolina, and they're going to be okay because they've circled the wagons concerning their recruiting. Mm-hmm. But I think that has to happen. If not, because, Sarah, this is the thing. The ACC is really only as good as Clemson. Even though Miami is starting to show resurgence, and Florida State, 1 year they're up, 1 year they're down. 1 year they're up, 1 year they're down. There's no flagship program in the ACC. If Clemson stinks up the joint, Sarah, the ACC is in trouble. And you know how these big conferences are going. When they smell blood in the water, they're going to go break you up. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying that they have to have a resurgence in Clemson because there's really not anybody in the ACC that I think that can actually take it over. Your thoughts about that?
No, I mean, you're speaking a lot of truth in that. Like, I really don't know. I mean, and I think they're going to start picking them apart. I mean, unless they can get enough money to ask Notre Dame to come in. That's the closest thing that you got. But no, they really do. They really have to get them. Or truly, if Miami or FSU end up, I mean, I get the wave of FSU, but one of them has to make it into like the finals or the Final Four or something like that. And that definitely would help with the recruiting. But you're also talking about Florida teams versus a team just in the South. Yeah, they were like the mini SEC when it came down to Clemson because they were winning so much. But you really got to watch, like, his recruiting is going to get hurt more and more as these other programs get better. And he's dipping into a pool that has South Carolina, Bama, Georgia, all of Florida. Like, you're dipping into a very, very large pool with a lot of other hands in it. And you're going to lose soon. So,
hey, listen, I got a special little co-host that's going to come on and jump in. Miss Teresa Brady, how are you? She's here to talk football with us with the Level Up College Football Podcast. How you doing?
I am good. I must have got my time mixed up because I was like, I think I'm early, and I guess I am late, so I apologize.
It's all good in the hood. We're just sitting here discussing Dabo Swinney and the debacle of Clemson. So, is it over with for him? I just want to, your instant reaction. What is it over with for Dabo Swinney in Clemson, South Carolina?
I think so. To me, okay, I'm not a Swinney fan, so I have to say that in the beginning. So I have my biases. I will say that. But I think that one of the reasons why I don't like him is something I can't remember exactly what he did, but it was something with a player, and I was just like, I don't like how he handled his player. But the other part of it is he's very arrogant. When he said in his interview, the last interview, he was saying, even if they fire me, I'll get another coaching job. Okay, we can send you to the JUCO. We can take you to a junior college if that's what you want to do. But I'm like, don't be so arrogant about it, especially when we look at your stats. I'm just saying. I mean, if you had something to back it up, then I would be like, okay, shut me down. But because you don't have it to back up, it is what it is. And so I think it is time. That's at what the last time they went to the national championship was 2018, and since then they have been really not performing. I mean, I think they played all these schools that are not even ranked, and they're getting beat by them. So what are we doing? I will say, for instance, I do not like Brian Kelly either.
And LSU, okay, yeah,
LSU. Yeah. But one thing I will say about Brian Kelly is he knows how to build teams. I mean, he took Cincinnati from being nothing to going to a bowl. So I sometimes I have to bite my words because he is a good coach. But I'm not seeing those shifts and changes with Swinney. And so I'm like, maybe it is time for them to let him go at this point.
Great point out of both of you guys, man. Because like I said, I already done said it. It's over with. All right. So listen, we're going to transition to, and we do this every week on the Level Up podcast, Teresa. So get ready and buckle up.
Okay.
We talk about the belt to ass moment of the week. Who got their ass whooped? Flat out, belt to ass. Who got cracked concerning college football, and who really showed that they the big dog? We talked about it a little bit from a preference standpoint, but Sarah, set this one up, man, because I know we agree in the whole totality of who got the belt to ass this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Illinois. It's got to be how Indiana played them. It just looked real bad. Indiana looks like a real deal. Mendoza looks really good. The defense, everything's looking really, really good on their side right now. But I do have to do an honorable mention. That Texas Tech Utah game, Utah got their ass beat.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree. Texas Tech.
And Texas Tech might have a little bit of a QB controversy coming up because Hammond looked good and they might be keeping him for a while. I don't know how long Morton's going to be out, but he looked good. He was making the passes. He was getting the completions, which Morton was not. So it's going to be interesting up there. And Utah's got to get Dan Pierre's got to get better with his accuracy. He's great to watch. He's exciting, but he's got some issues that are finally becoming quite clear.
Sarah, I think he can't see over the line. To be honest, he's 5'11". I don't think he can see over the top of the line. They have huge offensive linemen. I just don't think he can see over the top. Teresa, what was you going to say?
I was going to say I agree with Texas Tech. That game had a hold on me. I couldn't even change channels to look at the other games because it had a hold on me because Texas Tech was doing their thing. And I was like, wow. I didn't even think they had it in them because it was the game I saw that they played. And I was very, very impressed.
Listen. So like I said, we got an honorable mention. Teresa, you got anybody else? Because we got the honorable mention Texas Tech belt to ass. We know exactly what happened in Champaign. I mean, in Indiana, Bloomington, Indiana, with Illinois. So you got anybody else you want to point out to be like, look, man, they got rocked,
I'm liking Miami. I'm just saying, I'm liking Miami. We'll see where they go. I don't know if they're number 2 really, but I like where they're going.
Hey, I think they beat the living hell out of the Florida Gators. I mean, I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. I think they punished them boys. Because I was like, I looked up, and at first I was like, oh, Florida hanging a little bit, exactly. but no. As the game got grimier and grimier, and I'm one of those people that believe that the Miami Hurricanes is the second best team in the country. I'm looking at that defense. And Carson Beck
compared to everybody else, Florida. Penn State is number 3 now.
Get them out of here.
Really haven't played anything. I think those are the ones when we talk about what's coming. These next games this week is going to show who the real teams are. I really believe. And I don't know if Penn State's going to be there.
Yeah. So Sarah, we and you know what, we picked the BTA too. That's the beautiful part about it. We didn't say that they was going to get mollywopped, but we was like, damn, you're standing a chance. But they got the hell beat out of them. And Sarah, our records is doing good. We only lost one more game.
I did not do so well.
Who'd you pick that was trash? Who'd you pick?
I picked Utah.
Lost. I only lost one more game.
It was at home. I thought that they were going to pull it off. I thought, was a little bit more impressed with them, and I didn't really know because again, like this is the first time I was actually able to watch Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Like you had no idea. I've seen Utah so far, but it's okay.
So you lost Utah, and who else?
I lost Nebraska. I picked Nebraska.
Oh, see, I told you I was diabolical. I told you I never picked Tune, but something told me that they was gonna win, and I picked Tune. Yeah, no, hell no, they didn't look good. Stop that. They did not look good. No, they did not. This is the deal. The deal is that you play them totally wrong if you believe that they can complete a forward pass longer than 15 yards. You play 7 and 8 in the box and make them throw the ball. Because there's no way in hell you should keep lining up and run for almost 400 yards. That's ridiculous. That's because somebody, Matt Rule, refused to change his coaching scheme and style. I play 7 in the box. They can't complete a pass forward. But I listen, I digress. I'm not going to hate on Michigan right now. I can't hate on Tune right now. They're not even on the docket.
I'll hate on you for you.
Yeah, I just can't do it. They cannot complete a forward pass. They cannot. All right. Justice Hay, Big Pun, he does look like the best running back in the country. But there's a kid out in Washington, and we're going to get to the game. Washington Huskies might have the best running back in the country. And we're going to get to that game in preview because listen, for all you Buckeye fans that watch us, buckle up because I'm going to tell some truths this week. Buckle up. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to pause for the cause. Come back. We'll talk a little bit about a couple of games in review for week 3 and get to our week 4 breakdown. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, and or Google Podcasts, make sure you stay tuned into the Level Up College Football Podcast. If you're watching us live on YouTube, just give us a second. We'll be right back. And we're back with the Level Up College Football Podcast. Big G in the building, Sarah C, and our girl Teresa. Girl, what's crack-a-lackin'? Girl, ladies, what's happening? Welcome to the Level Up College Football Podcast. We're going to be doing this every week. And listen, I'm telling y'all, I'm doing something different. G's mind is always moving. I said, listen, you cannot get better than having 2 ladies discuss college football. You can't do better than that. Listen, my co-hosts know what the hell they talking about. So I'm telling you right now, I'll go toe-to-toe with any of y'all want to talk that yak concerning college football. And we're doing it a little bit different because we told you once we got to the 1K subs on the Level Up, on the KnoItAllz podcast, things was going to change. So welcome to the new format for Level Up College Football. Sarah, girl, what's up with you, man? What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. I cannot wait for this weekend. Absolutely cannot wait. But it's been a really so exciting season, but this is like, you love calling it Separation Saturday, so I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm. Teresa, what's up, girl? What's going on with you?
The crazy part of it is I'm going to be at a wellness retreat, so I'll be because I won't be able to see. Because I am going to be very upset if I don't miss it. Because if we look at the teams, every single top team has played only one ranked team. Mm-hmm. And all the other ones are not unranked. This weekend, everybody is ranked. So it's like, let's go, let's see what y'all got, what y'all gonna bring. And you're right, Ohio State better bring it. Y'all had a bye week. We need to come and show and be impressive. Is what I would say. They need to blow them out.
Sarah, Teresa, you need to take an iPad or something to the damn.
I got my iPad. It's gonna be with me.
I'm telling you, because I promise you, I ain't missing nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. All right, ladies. All right, so the only game I just really want to highlight and talk about was the complexity of the Miami Hurricanes from last week, right? I believe they're the second best team in the country. That's just my belief, right? I think that they have the quarterback, they have the defense, they have the offense. They have dudes on the offensive line and defensive line. So I just want to see if there's any disagreement out there because, we're going to rank our little top 4 or 5, say who they are, right? And so I'm saying if I got to go my top 5, I'm going Ohio State 1, Miami 2, Oregon 3, LSU 4, and then it gets tight at 5. I mean, I don't know if it's Penn State. I don't know if it's another ACC team, the Florida State Seminoles. But I know those are my top 4. Those are my top 4. Sarah, who's your top 5?
So I agree with your 1 and 2. I definitely say Ohio State. I definitely say Miami. I think that Oregon is probably number 3 for me. I went with the Bulldogs at 4.
Oh, Georgia.
And then I went LSU at 5. I mean, they're looking. They looked a lot better. I mean, they're going to be having a real competition this weekend, but I like the way that they're moving in the right direction, and that defense is still winning games for them. And it's nice to see that with Miami, that Beck, might not have had his most clean game, but they were able to win it around him. And I think that before, whenever he was struggling last year, that wasn't happening as much, and it just looked like he was just falling apart. But I think his confidence and everything has grown because everyone around him is so good, and they just can really, really win a game no matter who's the strongest person on that team right now.
Yeah,
so I think Miami's getting there.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Reginald Rivers, we gonna talk a little bit about Memphis later on, but I think they're a legit playoff team, but they ain't a top. Get out of here being a top 4. Teresa, who's your top 4 or 5 teams in the country?
I think I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I think Ohio State, number 1. I think Miami, number 2. And number 3, I am kind of not sure of. I want to say Oregon, but I'm also thinking about Florida State. I think Florida State has a momentum that's going on. That I'm like, okay, if you can keep on this momentum, I think that they're going to be a really, really hard team to beat overall. So I'm just saying that. I then will say, I just don't know about Penn State. Penn State is just I'm unsure with them right now. And then I would go with, I said Oregon. Okay. And then Georgia would probably be my number 5.
Yeah, I feel it. And I think we all got questions about Penn State until they line up and play another team.
Exactly.
So they're going to be out there. Man, Jamal, I hear you, man. It's Buckeyes. I understand it's Buckeyes. But guess what? We're going to get after, and you're right. The nose is not to be played with. And listen, that Florida State-Miami game is going to be an instant classic. I'm telling you right now, buckle up. That's not even on a preview for this week. I think it's in 2 weeks, the same time that the Texas Longhorns play Oklahoma. So let's get to the slate for week 4. We got a great slate. And like you guys said, it's ranked teams starting to play ranked teams. Yes. First game on the slate, USC Trojans versus the Fighting Illini, who almost fell out the top freaking 25. God, that fiasco that they put on the field. And we're going to find out a lot about Illinois and USC this weekend. Sarah, talk to me a little bit about USC and Illinois and what you're thinking for the game.
Well, I mean, USC is pretty much – their offense is just working on all cylinders. Their quarterback already has 1,000 yards, which is just absolutely insane to me because of the quarterbacks that have come out of there in the past couple of years. Lincoln Riley knows his offense. It's always just the defense that I question about. And I always just want to, see if he can really, really keep a game close and win games the right, in the end, because that's what's been happening the past couple of years. Look at what happened to Caleb Williams last year. Look at his last year, like they couldn't win the big games because they didn't have a strong defense at all. But that offense is definitely the real deal. And Illinois, this is a get back game. I mean, this is pretty much like if they don't win this game, they're out of the top 25. They're out of the playoff conversation. And the problem is Altmaier's not even the issue. Like he's playing clean. Like he's good. I really, really like that kid. It's just the parts around him just can't seem to get it right. I just think that, his confidence is probably pretty worn after losing as badly as they did. So I would like to see them, pull together and really pull a win off at this USC. But this USC team is definitely something to watch. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a shootout type of game, but I'm hoping Illinois can really step it up and play on that side and put up some points against USC. Got it.
Big pun. I pronounce Illinois. That's how you pronounce it. Listen, I didn't know about Illinois. I'm talking about when the Flying Illini, Kendall Gill, Marcus Liberty, and Steve Barrow and Lowell Hamilton and Kendall Gill, I remember them boys. That's how long I done known about Illinois. I remember when Juice Williams was the quarterback in Illinois and they came to Columbus, Ohio and rocked us. So I remember when it was Hardy and I mean, I'll run down. Hey, I'm not old enough to remember Mike Ditka, but I know he went to University of Illinois. So punishment, don't get it twisted. G know what he need to know about Illinois. Teresa, what you thinking about USC?
I think USC is going to do it. I think they're putting up lots of points. I mean, so is Illinois, but I think that USC is a little bit more consistent. So I think it's going to be a battle back and forth. But I think that USC in the fourth quarter is going to take over.
Yeah. Listen, Mavalea. So there's 3 quarterbacks that's hanging around at the top 3 in the country. Indiana's quarterback, Oklahoma's quarterback, and USC's quarterback. Mavalea, he's a dog. Last week he went 20 of 26, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wayman Jordan was 18 catches, 157 yards, and was out there flat out killing them. And they got a running back. And Lemon, who's a transfer into the program, 8 carries, 127 and a tutty. We know Lincoln Riley knows offense, right? But Illinois, Bo Pelini, you know, he's diabolical when he feels like he's trapped in a corner. You know, that's all them years spending time in Wisconsin. You know, when he's trapped in a corner, he gets a little strange for a little piece of change. So who do you got, Sarah, this week to win the game between Illinois and USC?
I really want to say Illinois just because I really do like that team and I really like that quarterback. And yeah, the other coach is definitely like that. But I'm going to go with USC. I think they're just going to end up throwing the ball really successfully because they saw how Indiana could do it against Illinois this past week. And they have the game plan sitting right in front of them. So, I mean, as long as you can do that, really, where are you going to have the problem? So I definitely see them winning by at least a touchdown, possibly more.
Ooh. Okay, Teresa, who you got this week? Illinois and USC.
USC. I think they're gonna do it in the fourth quarter. I think that it's gonna be back to back at first, and I think that they're just going to run it in the fourth quarter.
So this is the deal, I think, and I'm just being honest. I think that if Bo Pelini goes out there and legs an egg into Trojans, they're going to be talking about maybe shaking it up in Illinois. This is a game he has to win to give him any chance or any semblance of playing in the Big Ten championship game. Because really, to be honest, his whole schedule's in front of him. If he wins out, including because he's got one tough game against the Buckeyes, that can get him out to the Big Ten championship game. So I like Lincoln Riley, but he don't have no defense. And I think that's why where Bo Pelini takes advantage of him. I got to take Illinois. I like USC, but I just got to take Illinois. I got to take him. Man. Yeah, facts. Oh, Carl, man, what's up? Yeah, I still want Lenore Sellers as my quarterback in Pittsburgh. He on a trash-ass team right now in South Carolina, but that's a whole nother story, man. What's up, big Pickens, you big dummy? What's cracking-lacking to you, man? Great to see you in the building. All right, we got game number 2. Ole Miss Rebels. Who got a quarter? Who done found another damn quarterback, right? I don't know how Lane Kiffin does it, but he got another quarterback with the LSU Tigers. This they test, y'all. This they test. So Teresa, what you thinking about LSU and Ole Miss?
So Ole Miss really surprised me this year. Like I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? Like they really surprised me. I haven't really watched a game to really see all of the statistics and all that and their strengths and those kinds of things. And I don't like LSU just because of Brian Kelly, but
that's diabolical. That's diabolical.
But I think that LSU is going to take it.
Okay, Sarah C. What you like between LSU and Ole Miss? Because listen, I got to say this in preference, right? Their defense got 5 turnovers and they scored 20 points against the Gators, who we know is a horrible freaking team. I think it's fool's gold a lot with LSU. You don't get 5 turnovers and score 20 points. And one of them was a defensive touchdown. So they really only scored 13 points on 5 turnovers. So it sort of look like the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's a whole nother show for a whole nother time. That's a whole nother show for a whole nother time. So Sarah, what you like this week between LSU and Ole Miss?
Well, I think that you're right with this LSU team. Like it definitely the offense finally, Nussmeier threw for over 250 yards, but this is going to be pretty much his okay, can I play against the big SEC teams for the rest of the season? I mean, that defense is sick. It's so good. It's insane to watch. I love watching them. And Teresa, I'm the same way. I am 100% not a Brian Kelly fan. Haven't been. I love making when he turns purple. I talked about it a couple times last year because he gets purple and he gets great. And then when he was fighting with the pressers 2 weeks ago and they won the game, and I'm just like, what are we doing here?
Why?
But I like this. Didn't get to watch a lot of it. I watched the highlights and stuff, and then I was looking at the numbers. This kid out of Ole Miss, this quarterback.
Yeah.
The dual threat that he's got going on, and if he can really run against this LSU team, they really might do it. I mean, it's at Ole Miss that always, SEC teams, like I always say, they're always stronger when they're at home because those crowds are lethal. We saw it a couple times last week. I mean, so it's really going to be about, I think, defense and whether or not this defense can stop that quarterback. I don't know. Is Simmons even suggested to start, or is it going to be the Chambly guy?
It's the Chambly kid. The Chambly kid, but the Chambly kid's better than Simmons. Sarah,
no, I know.
He's better.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely going to be the X factor. I used that a couple of times when I was writing my notes and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of X factors in a lot of these games that are coming up this week because it's going to be on who's the most talented player. And right now, that's their quarterback, but the most talented unit is the LSU defense. So it's just going to be how those two combine. I'm really, really, really excited to watch this game. It's right in the middle of the day. So I like I have the quad box, which is like the greatest thing ever.
It's beautiful, ain't it? It's beautiful, ain't it? Man, I'm telling you. Yeah. Beautiful. But yeah, LSU has three first round draft picks. Yeah. 40, 44, and 7. The Perkins, 40, and 44. They're all first round NFL draft picks. So, okay, so let's just do it like this. Let's just make it plain and simple. Teresa, I know you hate Brian Kelly, but do you have enough girth to say Ole Miss gonna pop LSU?
I don't.
I understand it. So you're gonna pick LSU over Ole Miss?
I am gonna pick LSU. I think that Ole Miss might surprise me, but I'm gonna pick LSU.
Oh, Sarah, who you got? Because Sarah might do something strange to LSU, man. I feel it. We ain't talk because I don't know what she's gonna pick. But Sarah, who you got?
Well, Ole Miss fooled me a couple times last year, so I'm not ready to live on that train until they can prove something against a really good team. So I'm picking LSU. I think it's going to be a close game, though, and I think if Nussmeier starts throwing some picks, which he hasn't really done yet, but if he starts throwing those, we're done for. So it's going to be about how clean he can be because that defense is definitely going to put some pressure on them. I mean, but Ole Miss has definitely kept their quarterback clean so far. So I mean, it's all about those lines of scrimmage, and it's going to be who's better. And LSU right now has one of the best ones right now besides Miami. So it's really going to be based off of that. So I'm picking LSU. I don't think it's going to be a super high scoring game. I just don't think that those are the type of teams that are going to be playing within this game. They're just not the type of offenses. But I'm taking LSU by probably a field goal because that's what they're going to do in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kick it, be done.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be diabolical. Lane Kiffin's due.
I know.
I'm telling you, Lane Kiffin is due. Lane Kiffin is due. He's beyond due. And this is one of those games that Lane Kiffin can propel himself to a larger coaching job. Big Pun said earlier, he said he thinks Lane Kiffin's going to Florida State. Nah. Where Lane Kiffin is going to end up is with the Florida Gators. Because Brian Napier's done. He's cooked just like Dabo. And Florida is a huge jump as far as resources and talent, because you can circle the wagons down there in Gainesville, and you can get you some dogs. So Lane Kiffin, you're due. Show the LSU's fraudulent. Give me the Ole Miss Rebels for the victory. And shout out to my boy Kevin Ingram, a great all-time starter for LSU for Ole Miss at linebacker. Dog, I'm cheering for them Rebs, dog. I'm cheering for them, Bum. So make sure you watch the game. I know, Bum, you're going to be there. Already know. So I'm cheering for them. I might have a Buckeye shirt on the front, but I'm got a Rebel shirt on up underneath it. Let's go, Rebels. Go and knock the Tigers on out of there, man. Go and knock them out of there, man. All right, y'all. Man, this could have been the game of the week.
I think it is.
Man, it could be. I mean, this is the F around and find out game of the week. We're gonna find out who's for real and who's fake with this one. Oregon Ducks go to Happy Valley for a whiteout. 7:30 p.m. standard game. A whiteout. The Quackers invade College Station. I mean, not College Station. Happy Valley. Sarah, talk to me, man, because this gonna be a wild one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's going to be again. I mean, Penn State really hasn't shown anything. I don't really know what their defense looks like. I don't really know what their offense looks like. And you know what? And again, this is the sad thing. Sometimes, like, you have all these talented players and everything, like, but sometimes it comes down to coaching. And James Franklin is 4-20 against ranked teams. 4-20.
Yeah.
So it's just, can he really, really, pull the trigger and finally make some play calls that are really going to put this team in a good position? Because I don't know if he can. Oregon, that's Dante Moore. He's doing great. I'm trying to figure, I wrote a lot of notes, but a lot of them are, not super great, but they both are really bad in the defensively in the red zone. So it's going to be about how many times you're getting your offense down to that red zone. Penn State's let 94% in, Oregon's let 100% in. But how often is Penn State going to get all the way down there is going to be the question. And how many times is Oregon just going to be throwing the ball? Like 30, he has 31 passes, 4 touchdowns, 305 yards, 280. Like, this kid is good. And they are just, flowing with all cylinders. And Lanning, I think, is a better coach than Franklin personally. So I think that sometimes, like I said, that really plays into it sometimes. And that's going to play into a lot of these other games. It plays into the game that we just talked about. It's going to play into the game that we talk about next. Like, those things really matter at the college level more than anything, in my opinion. And I think that when it comes down to it, Lanning's a better coach. They might not have the best quarterback. Aller is still the favorite, but I want to see him prove it. He might be a great NFL quarterback, but he might not be the best college quarterback to come out of this season. So we'll see.
Facts. Pun, I got to redact myself, man. You're right. You did say Florida Gators, Pun. I'm sorry. Punishment. I know you're sensitive when it comes down to stating facts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pun. Because I promise you, when I went back and looked, if I had seen State behind Florida, to the Matrix, you was bound. But I redact my statement, and he is tied to the Florida Gators. That is correct. Mine say the Penn State still got running backs. Teresa, what you thinking, Florida State and Oregon?
I think it comes down to coaching. I agree with Sarah. It comes down to coaching. Whenever Penn State has a big game, what do? They lose.
Facts. I mean, that's facts.
Or Oregon, they're gonna put their feet in the ground and they're gonna show you what they got. Ohio State felt it last year, so let's be very clear about that. So I think the coaching is what's going to cause Oregon to win over Penn State for me.
So I agree that James Franklin legs eggs. I agree with that, but I think this is more about what Oregon has on offense. DeCorian Moore is a Jeremiah Smith clone. If you haven't seen him play yet this year, he's really all that. He's 6'3", 225, and he runs like a deer, and he's got catch radius just like Jeremiah Smith. And the transfer quarterback Moore from UCLA is a dog. This kid can run. Matter of fact, I'm willing to say this. He's the best quarterback that's been at Oregon since Marcus Mariota. I'm willing to say that. Because what I've seen on tape and what I've seen on film, DeCorian Moore is the real deal. He's the real deal. And so that translates well when you travel. That translates well. But the thing that impresses me the most about Oregon is their defense. Oregon, even though they haven't played a super top opponent yet, their defense of Washington, Gray, and DJ Uleggy, his little brother, they some dogs. They some hunters. So listen, James Franklin, you might be coaching for your job with this one. So I just now I know there's Singleton and the other running back. I know Drew Aller, but Penn State's not showing that they got a vertical pass threat. So I'm like, nah. Yeah, that's they do this. And listen, ain't the story if you keep doing the same thing over and over and again, expecting different results? Ain't that insane? Ain't they insanity?
That's insanity.
Well, that's what he out there doing.
Exactly.
Man, I knew you was gonna say something about Duncanville. That kid is DeCorian Moore is from Duncanville. He's a dog. He is flat out a dog. So, who you got, Teresa, in the game to win the game? Oregon travels from the west to head east to play a night game against the Penn State Nittany Lions. The Quackers.
Yes, the Ducks.
Hey, my homeboy told me that they got a diabolical uniform too. It's going to be out there on the internet, but because, it's a whiteout in Penn State.
Right.
And, Oregon usually wears that all white. Nah, they doing something different. So make sure you check that uniform because, they're going to be out there killing them.
Okay.
Sarah, who you got? Who you got? Oregon versus Penn State.
I mean, all of my friends who are Penn State fans are going to be super, super mad at me because I know how big their whiteouts are for them, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened in college football. And and I can't because you're right. The insanity thing. Your number one receiver again is a tight end, which is great for him, but that's not great for the way to win a game anymore. Like you can't keep continuously doing that and not giving him weapons on the outside.
Facts.
Going down in the middle, like that's just there's no way to win that way in the end. You can win up until the playoffs, and then you're going to beat a somewhat decent team that was ranked, which is considered one of your 4 wins, but it wasn't a team. Everyone knew you were going to beat them. Everyone knew that they weren't going to make it past the first round of the playoffs. So I'm going to take Oregon. I think Oregon, they're both defenses are actually like probably going to be what might actually give this game away because they're both not allowing a lot of points. So who's going to get the most, who's going to get that big play in the beginning and then who's going to get that big play in the end? I think Oregon's going to do it. I think they're really good. Like I said, I think it comes down to coaching. I think it comes down to, your top players on both sides of the ball. And I really do like this Moore kid. I think that he might, I don't know yet about Mariota, but he's getting close to that. He's definitely has the arm. He definitely has the confidence. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of belief in him. And I think that they have built a really, really good team around him. And they're very, very disciplined. Like these are the 2 least penalized teams on both sides. Right. So it's not going to be about reffing. It's not going to be about a dumb, call on who got, pass interference or something like that. This is going to be one of the cleanest games. And I think it's going to be one of the most evenly matched on offense until a point. So I'm taking Oregon. I'm taking them only by a touchdown just because of the fact that it still is at Penn State. But I think that they're going to take that lead pretty early and then probably let a couple garbage points in the end. And that's kind of how it's going to end up being a close game.
Yeah. The only factor that I'm worried about is the weather. Because I'm hearing that it's going to get Happy Valley's going to get a lot of rain. Yeah. And so that slows a fast team that's used to playing on a fast track up. But I think that they have the guys, they have the dudes. Oregon can't line up and just run the ball on you. Don't get it twisted. Even though they play that NASCAR type offense, they can line up and just flat out run the ball on you. Listen, Dan Lanning is an old school SEC coach. He could care less. Like he wants the game to get ugly. So listen, I like Oregon. And for all y'all to say, gee, how could you say you skipped Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert was okay at Oregon. He's had a great pro career. Marcus Mariota was a Heisman Trophy winner at Oregon. His college career was outstanding. This Moore kid reminds me a lot of Marcus Mariota. He could win the Heisman Trophy. That's how good this kid is. So give me Oregon. And I don't think Oregon even plays around with them. I think they get physical with them. Oregon 31, Penn State 17. Give me the Quackers for the dub. Give me the Quackers. Now, listen. Y'all said that the game of the week was the game we just previewed. I'm saying the game of the week is this game right here.
You think so?
The Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, I mean, listen, I'm a diehard Buckeye. I love the Big Ten, but this is a game right here.
And it's
this early. And it's early, like you said. Normally they play like October-ish.
Exactly.
This means listen. The winner of this game is in the catbird seat to go to the SEC championship game. Absolutely. Whoever win this game is going to the SEC championship game. So Sarah, Georgia, Bama, what you got?
This is going to be an interesting game. And like I said in the last one, I mean, this is going to come down to coaching. truly, because Kalen DeBoer has not won the big game. He hasn't been able to beat these big time SEC teams. And Kirby Smart is, you know how he feels. If he is disrespected in any way, shape, or form early on, he is going to put so much pressure on you. He is going to run down your throat. And I think he has a lot of faith in this Stockton kid, because the fact that he brought him in last year and put him in the last few games, and he's really giving him time and to allow him to really, really get comfortable back there. And he really looked good against Tennessee, and he was clean, 23 for 31. And he can run. I mean, he didn't get a lot of running in this last game, but he can. And I think that that's going to definitely be one of the factors. Bama's red zone defense, I just looked, is letting in every touchdown. So as long as he can get down there, I think that they're going to definitely get a few scores in there easily. But the biggest X factor in this game, and personally, just because of when you comes down to talented, the most talented player is still going to be the wide receiver on Bama. That kid is, there's Jeremiah Smith, and then there's Ryan Williams, and then there's a couple other that are right there, right behind them. I mean, this kid is amazing. He can catch any ball that gets thrown to him it might be over here, and he still somehow has his arm all the way out there and he's grabbing it. I think he's going to be one of the biggest X factors. If they can keep him down and really guard him well without making any mistakes, I think that you're taking away one of the biggest options for Simpson, because I think that he's already gotten comfortable with him. And if you're able to do that, I think Georgia wins this game easily. So it's all going to be about game planning and how you're protecting those teams. I mean, we all know that Georgia's going to be good on both offensive and defensive lines. I mean, that's how Kirby builds his team. So that's a given right now. It's going to be on whether or not you can shut down that Simpson to Williams early. And then you're going to, I don't even know if I haven't read the injury report. I don't know if what running back is going to be on Bama right now. So
their starter. They're starting.
He's going to be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back. This is his first game back. They're starting.
So, I mean, if he comes back and he blows it away, that's great. But you might be a little bit rusty. He's coming off of an injury. It's going to be a lot of factors. But I like Georgia. I love Kirby Smart. I think that he's always on 100%, 110% when he's playing against an SEC team. In his conference he knows it's the best in his world. So he wants to always show his best. And this is early, and I know that he could have probably gotten the Bama job if he really wanted it. I don't think he really did. I think he's great at Georgia. I think he's exactly where he wants to be. Yeah. But when like I said, when he feels that disrespect, and I mean, they're 4.5-point favorites, but that's the home team discount. So we'll see. But I'm going with Georgia. I just love them. I think they're always at that top.
Yeah. So Teresa, listen, Sarah made a hell of a case for the Bulldogs. She made a hell of a case. But Ryan Williams is maybe the most explosive player in college football. Kalen DeBoer whooped Kirby Smart last year. Don't forget that. The Kalen DeBoer is actually one of his big wins is he popped the Bulldogs, right? They have a all-world defense. I counted at least 5 guys that have potential first-round NFL draft written all over them. But this is the killer part about it, right? I went back and watched the tape of Florida State and Alabama. Ty Simpson didn't play bad. The offensive line played trash, including Proctor, who's a top 5 pick. So is this one of the games where Kirby says, look, I run the SEC? Or is this where DeBoer establishes himself as saying, listen, Bama ain't going nowhere, man? Teresa, your thoughts concerning that?
So I think that if Georgia's defense shows up and shuts off their Alabama's offense, it's a done deal. I think that they're stronger in that area, and I do feel like Georgia will beat Alabama. Alabama, it's still kind of rocky for me.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. So I am going with Georgia.
My homeboy called me and said, we don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. He told me, said, we don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And he convinced me.
Alabama. I like Alabama. I like the program. I think it's just, they're just trying to figure out their new rhythm. I don't think that they found that yet. And maybe they'll come back and, be a powerhouse. I mean, a big powerhouse. I mean, they're still a powerhouse, but a big powerhouse. But right now, I just feel like Georgia's the better team.
I feel it. So Sarah, you highlighted the X factor. You said the Williams kid, the wide receiver. I think the X factor is Frazier, the running back from the University of Georgia. I think if this kid gets loose, because this kid is like Nick Chubb, Todd Gurley. That's the type. Noshawn Moreno. He's that type of running back. He's got 5-star potential. He had one of the highest blue chip ratings coming out of high school for a running back ever to be recruited at the University of Georgia. And that says a lot because you're talking about Herschel Walker and the greats that's played there, and this kid had a super high blue chip rating. So I've seen him where he has spurts, where he has bursts. And I'm like, man, if he gets loose, it's going to get ugly. But it's Georgia, Bama. It's Georgia. And there's nobody plays tougher than Kirby when he's pissed off.
Well, and he lost last year.
Yeah, he got some get back in him. So listen, I'm picking the Georgia Bulldogs. I know, I want to pick Bama. I don't want Caleb DeBoer to get fired, but I think we're going to round robin and everybody going to say the Bulldogs because I think the one coach you don't want to face when he's pissed is Kirby Smart. That's the one coach you don't want to face. So I like the Bulldogs, but it's going to be a nail biter. And Sarah, you're right. The X factor. Williams gets loose. Woo! Look out! Look out! Because he can literally score anywhere on the field at any time. If he catches it clean, he can score. So it's going to be a great game, and to me, it's the game of the week.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Yeah, all right, y'all. All right. So listen, it's that time. We had a bye week. It's that time. It's time for the Buckeyes. It's time to talk about the Buckeyes on the Level Up podcast. Now, look, this is going to be the game. This game is going to tell me if Ohio State is a legitimate national championship contender. And I know they played Texas week 1, and you're probably like, gee, what the hell are you talking about? No. They an East Coast team, Ohio State, travels west to play Washington at a 3:30 game. Washington has a super duper dual threat quarterback, which Ohio State has always struggled with, in Williams, who was a true freshman last year, sophomore this year, and he's out there killing them. But the transfer McCullum, running back from Arizona, leads the nation in rushing and touchdowns rushing. This kid is all world. And they got weapons. Listen, they keep wide receivers out in Washington now. They keep them. And they got them. Washington's not to be played with, y'all. They're going to scheme it up. And this game makes their season. If they pop the Buckeyes, this makes their season. And they're undefeated. So listen, Teresa, I know we all love the Buckeyes around here. So I'm going to start with you with Ohio State. What you thinking? Because I'm telling you, this game is going to be close.
I agree. I think that Ohio State has not been challenged. And even when they're playing, even though they're scoring up and doing those wonderful plays, I don't feel like, can I say it like this, their heart is in it yet. This game, their heart has to be in it because they have to be focused and they know that they have to be. And then if they don't take it seriously, yes, I can see it slipping between their fingers. But I am going to go with Ohio State, but I think that it will be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Oh, I feel it. And now I got to preface this too. Sarah, we know how Coach Day, how he gets on the back end and starts puckering up, and you can't even breathe to get no oxygen in there because the tighter the game. And listen, this is one of those games. He takes a freshman quarterback on the road. Ooh. We got all world weapons, and the last time he went west, Oregon kikied. So Sarah, what you talking about the Buckeyes in Washington?
I really, really like this game because I think that, these teams both are out to prove something. This quarterback, definitely from Washington, I mean, I'm looking at his stats. He's only had 68 attempts, but he definitely has that dual threat. And yeah, we are definitely, our team has never been great with that. I think that this is going to be Sayan's game to whether or not, he's the real deal for this season, or if this is just his warm-up season kind of thing.
Exactly.
I mean, there's definitely a lot to really, really watch in this game. I really want to see how this defense plays. I want to see if they can keep people out of the red zone, which they have been really, really good at. I mean, I'm all about this game. I think that traveling out west, though, is hard. Like, I used to do it at least 2 to 3 times a year when I was a kid. And I mean, I would sleep for at least an entire day almost. Mm-hmm. But it's not easy. It's a 3-hour, difference in time. It's you feeling like you're playing, at least it's at 3:30. So like they'll feel like they're playing a noon game, which they're very, very used to. So I definitely think that they're going to be fine. I think that they definitely will win this game, but I agree with Teresa, and I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's a really nice test for them to really welcome themselves into the Big Ten for the rest of the season. So whether or not they can go back to that first game of the season against Texas and just really, really beat down a team and really, really put the pressure on this quarterback, I mean, it's definitely going to probably swing. I don't know if I'd say a touchdown or a field goal, but it's definitely not going to be more than 7.
Yeah, facts. My talking about Robert Henry from UTSA is the number 1 running. That's a JV team that the Texas Longhorn play. We don't even count them dudes in Power 5 football. Get them out of here. We talking about a real deal Power 5 running back, and Mr. Damon Williams, the transfer from Arizona State University, that's got 9 or 10 rushing touchdowns already this season. This boy's a dog. 5'10" or 5'11", 225 pounds, a tank. He's a dog. He's I said the wrong name. Johnson Coleman.
Yeah.
Williams is the quarterback. Coleman is the running back. Coleman is a dog. I watched him play, and I'm telling you, Justice Hayes is a dog at Michigan. He's a dog. But this kid might be the number 1 running back. But I got a trick for y'all. I got something I know, a little inside information. I don't know for sure if he's going to start. But look for Bo Jackson to possibly start at running back 1.
Yeah, that's my
I love that name coming back.
Yeah.
I like Bo Jackson.
But Bo Jackson, they said Bo Jackson, I've heard from feet on the ground that Bo Jackson is down there tearing it up.
Yes.
And there's no way, even though Coach Day likes James Peoples, even though he likes Donaldson, that Bo Jackson is the kid. And I think, Teresa, like you said, with their heart's not in it, he's got to be the one that gets everybody involved. Because they got one. Mm-hmm. They got one in Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
So now, okay, you got Bo. That gives you the play action passing. You got Jeremiah Smith. You got Brandon Enos. You got Carnell Tate. You got Joe Klein. You got listen, Matt Patricia's defense.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. This could cause problems. But I'm telling you,
Thayer's position is pretty good. I mean, so if he uses his offense like he needs to, I think it would be he's going to be fine. But he's not been challenged, so that's what I wanted to kind of see as he plays this game.
Yeah, and freshmen look different on the road. Mm-hmm. So for all y'all that rock with us on the Level Up College Football podcast, you can say we're biased, but we know and understand. If you don't think so, ask Bryce Underwood what it felt like going into Norman, Oklahoma for his first game. And now it comes our kid, Julian Sand, who's got to go and fight a pesky defense in the Washington Huskies. Mm-hmm. So, Teresa, you said the Buckeyes win. Sarah, you're saying the Buckeyes win and it's tight. I'm telling you it's tight too. I think Ohio State escapes out of Washington 30-27. Yeah. They escape out of Washington. Escape. This game is going to be close. Trust me, from a historical standpoint, Ohio State struggles with a dual threat quarterback. They always have and they always will. Mm-hmm. The kid Williams can throw and run. They have a 6'4" wide receiver. But guess what else they got? A 6'4", 215-pound cornerback. They have a corner that's 6'4", 215. They're playing man press. He got Jeremiah Smith. Mm-hmm. Now what, Buckeyes? Now what? Because I'm telling you, this kid, that corner they got, he's playing at the NFL level. 6'4", 215 corner? Come on, man. Come on. This game is not going to be no easy. Not gonna be. And last point, Klein has to be a huge part. The tight ends and Klein have to be a huge part of this game plan. They have to attack Washington in the seams. But Ryan Day traditionally doesn't like his quarterbacks throwing the ball in the middle of the field. So which version of Ryan Day we gonna get?
That part.
Because if Day does what he's supposed to, the Buckeyes will win. But I can see it where Washington goes up early and it gets tighter and it gets tighter and it gets tighter. So I'm cheering for the Buckeyes, but this is gonna be a great game this week.
Agreed.
All right, y'all. Yeah, absolutely. We done reached the end of the podcast. Final thoughts before we get off the show. Teresa, I'm going to you. Your final thoughts this week on the Level Up College Football Podcast.
I think this is going to be a historical weekend. So I hope I get to watch all the games. They're gonna be like, I'm supposed to be meditating. I'm gonna be looking at the game because these are going to be some really, really good games. So I look forward to it, and I can't wait to discuss what it's gonna look like afterwards, because it's gonna shift a lot of things overall for college football, I think.
Facts. Separation Saturday on deck. Sarah C, girl, what's crack-a-lacking and what you gonna do for the rest of the weekend and your final thoughts for the show?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for these games. I mean, I'm actually going to be dog sitting all weekend, so I really am not going to be big on any type of plans this weekend. And there's a couple other games. I know that we kind of started late, so we're not going to go as long, but I'm definitely intrigued by the Auburn A&M game and the Indiana-Iowa game. I want to see what Indiana can do after pulling off a great win. I'm really, really intrigued by them, and I think that they're going to really put a fight up in this Big Ten, and it's going to be an exciting year for that.
Yeah, we always talk about them sneaky games and that Auburn A&M, because it's A&M for real. That's why I said this is Separation Saturday, man. When we come out of Saturday going into Sunday, we're going to know who's the real deal and who's not. This weekend separates the real from the fake. Hopefully your favorite team, the team you watch, the team you rock with every week comes out on the right side of this. Because moving forward, every week we have blockbuster matchups every week after this week. So Separation Saturday kicks it off. It's the last Saturday in September. We thank all you guys for rocking with us on the Level Up College Football Podcast. Make sure if you haven't hit that like button, haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe. Continue to share, continue to check us out, and help the channel grow. As for me, Big G, my girl Teresa B, and my girl Sarah C, we'll holla at y'all next week on the Level Up College Football Podcast. Peace.